Hi, this is David Johnston.
This is Spencer Posey.
Team Warrior Within. We decided we're going to shoot some instructional video today. Not really so much instructional, but some theories, tips, and tricks, specifically for shoulder training, delt training. Everyone wants those big pumpkin delts, right? Especially if you're a competitor. And, you know, just the things that we've seen over the years that tend to work, tend to not work. Our clients and ourselves have responded better and worse too. See if we can give you some tricks and tips to walk away with, get some better shoulder development.
I'm going to talk mostly about how rounded delts are extremely important, especially for women, and how I have most of my competitors and even myself use them 2-3 times a week just to round them out, and how a lot of people are training shoulders wrong. It's not mainly about the weight, it's about how you manipulate the weight and how you round out the shoulders through different isolation exercises.
So here we go.
So I'm going to do an isolation exercise for your side delts, your medial delts. Laying on an inclined bench. It's a limited range of motion, and I'll just get into it. Lay on the side bench. Keep your arm out. Roll up and down, never touching your waist. Keep constant tension on the medial delt. It's an extreme isolation movement, and it really helps round out and bring out your side delts.
All right, so we're talking about how to make the shoulders rounder. You know, that's the look you're going to see on competitors, right? Really helps create that X frame, more shape to the physique in general. The best way to round out your shoulders, at least from the front and the back, is to develop your medial delts, your side delts, right? Spencer showed us a nice isolation exercise for the medial delts. In my experience, especially when you're seeing more novice, beginner lifters, a lot of time they have a hard time properly activating their side delts, in part because they're either trying to lift too heavy, they just don't understand the mechanics of the shoulder. So one of the biggest things that I focus on with entry-level lifters when we're teaching lateral raises and how to develop your shoulders is the proper cueing, you know, what you should be thinking about when you're doing a lateral raise. A lateral raise is an inherently awkward movement mechanically, and that's part of the reason, you know, if you watch 20 different people do it, you're probably going to see 20 variations on form, most of them pretty ineffective. It's just a weird exercise mechanically. So the cueing that I always try to teach, you know, this is the muscle that we're trying to work, and this is the load and resistance against it, which means this should be lifting this. Simple as that. If you ever go read those old Arnold Schwarzenegger books back in the 70s, they would always use the cue that at the top you want to imagine you're pouring out a pitcher of water, right? Your pinky's higher than your thumb. The reason for that, you know, if you watch a lot of novice lifters, they're doing their lateral raises and they're like this, like, you know, a bird with broken wings or something like that, right? The idea, and you don't necessarily have to have your arm completely straight if it's causing stress in the elbow joints or in your forearm flexors. A lot of people get tendonitis through there. If that hurts, you can keep the elbow kind of soft throughout the movement. But you want to make sure the shoulder is lifting the elbow, which is lifting the wrist, which is lifting the dumbbell. Simple as that. Another way I will tell people to think about this, if you're doing a lateral raise, imagine you're trying to, if you were to let the dumbbells go at the top of the movement, they would hit the opposite walls, all right? The walls on either side of you. If you're doing this and you let go, they're going to fly up and land probably back on your head. That's a really good indicator that you're not using predominantly your medial delts to perform the movement, right? You're using a combination of front delts, forearms, traps, all these other ancillary muscle groups. So main thing, shoulders lifts, elbows lifts, wrists. When you're doing a lateral raise, I like to do them with a false grip to help further cut out my forearms, right? Make sure that that pinky is high, thumb is low, and you're pulling all with those medial delts, get a squeeze at the top, even if you're swaying a little bit, okay? None of this crap. You do that over time, have those big ass pumpkin shoulders that you've been dreaming of.